All right. The big question. What the heck does that mean? When I got contacted about the big questions, I'm like, well, who's my audience? Anyone. Okay. Are they moms? Sure. Are they dads? Uh-huh. Are there teens? Absolutely. Business owners? Yep. Entrepreneurs? Uh-huh. So what's the big question? For every single person, the big question can mean very different things. And even for one person, at different stages in their life, the big question can be different things. For his youth, their big question during high school is a girl or a guy, what am I going to wear? For a guy, it's mostly like, what shirt will show my pectorals the best? For a girl, for a mom, for a dad, is how can I help my son, my daughter? For a business owner, how can I increase my job? Depending on the person, it will determine the question, that big question. So the question doesn't connect us. The answer does, the big answer. So not to throw a curve or not to throw a wrench into the program of the big questions, I really want to focus a lot on the big answer. To do so, I'm going to share with you two stories from my childhood. Story number one. I was not born in Canada, as my bio read. I was actually born in a country called El Salvador. And when I came to Canada, we lived in Toronto, and I went to a public school called Keelsdale Public School. And in this school, I was fairly popular. Long, beautiful, curly hair. I was, don't laugh, that was not the joke. And then, and I was, I would go to parties, and people would invite me. I was a well-rounded kid. During my last year in grade 6, my dad gets a job in Scarborough. The problem there is that during my grade 6, I was really going after certain awards. I was really, really wanting to achieve certain recognitions. And so I begged and I pleaded my dad to please, let me graduate with my grade 6 class, and then I can at least get these awards. My dad said, sure, no problem. And sure enough, grade 6 hit, the graduation hit, and I received all the awards and accolades that I was going for. Now, here's something that you have to understand about the human body. Have you ever heard of the word growth spurt? Yes? Okay. So here's one thing about growth spurt, is that your time and your body, they grow together. The body and your time, they grow together. Then what ends up happening is like your body kind of stops growing, but time continues. The body stops growing, time continues. And there's this spread that takes place. And this spread can change from different person, different body types, different age groups or whatever it is. But there's a thing that happens during this spread is that even though the rest of your body stops growing, there are two facial body parts that continue to grow even though the rest of your body stops growing. And that is your nose and your ears. And then what ends up happening is like almost overnight, your body kind of catches up with time. So for me, this spread actually took place in middle school as I was moving to a brand new school. So I'm this brand new student in this school, tall, lanky kid, that long, beautiful, curly hair, not there anymore. Big, huge, massive nose. Like you have no idea how big this nose was. Huge, massive satellite dishes for ears. And I'm walking around this school like nobody, like, is the circus in town? And I'm just like very awkward. Again, I'm a brand new student in the school, and people start laughing because the way that I look, I'm not invited to parties anymore, and I feel out of place. I remember one time there was this one dance, and I went up to this girl. I'm not going to mention Monica's name, and I'm joking, it wasn't Monica, right? And so, and I'm like, hey, do you want to dance? And I will never forget what she does. So she looked at me up and down, and she's like, I'm not looking for a boyfriend right now. And then she just walked away. And I felt so hurt because I was not asking her to be my girlfriend. I was asking if she wanted to dance. I struggled my 7 and 8 year. But then something happened, grade 8. It's 3 days before school ended, and the principal jumps on the PA system, and she says, can I get all the graduating class 8A, B, and C to go downstairs to your lockers and clean out your lockers? I was 8C. So I'm there with my garbage bag, a row of lockers, yellow lockers, and I'm cleaning and I'm wiping, I'm throwing things in the bag, and I'm walking, I'm like, I cannot wait to leave this school and reset my life and go into a high school where nobody knows me, where I can go somewhere where nobody knows that I'm a nerd, that I'm a loser. And so I'm cleaning and I'm wiping away and everything, and everybody's leaving, everyone's leaving, and then 3 lockers down is her. I'm not going to mention her name, but let's just call her Girl. Now, Girl was the most popular girl in school. Girl was beautiful not only on the inside, but also on the outside. Girl made everybody feel good. She was always smiling, captaining the cheerleading squad. She never was, I don't remember looking back, she was never mean to anybody, and always like, if it was raining outside, she would walk out and just look at those clouds and just be like, ah, and unicorns and rainbows would appear out of nowhere. This was a type of girl was. Now, there's no way I was going to talk to Girl because I still remember what the other girl did to me at the dance. And so I'm just there, I'm cleaning my locker, I see Girl, I know she sees me, and then Girl stops cleaning her locker. She turns to me and she says, Miguel, right? In my head, I am screaming. You have no idea the thoughts that are going in my head. And now I'm like talking to myself, say something. And I'm like, but what am I going to say? So I did probably one of the worst things that a person can do. It starts thinking of all the movies that where boy meets girl or boy talks to girl, what does boy say? And I'm going through this Rolodex. I'm thinking of Saved by the Bell, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, every movie that you can possibly think. And I'm like, say something, talk, do something. Now, I'm about to tell you what I did. I'm about to tell you what I said, but I don't want you to judge me. I'm not even joking here. Ready? Do you want to know what I said? Okay. Now, I'm sorry for what you're about to see. And I'm sorry for what you're about to hear, okay? This is going to ruin you for time and all eternity, okay? So she's Miguel, right? And so I'm screaming. I'm like, say something, talk to her. And so I kind of like stop what I'm doing. I kind of looked at her, and I said, yeah, baby. I know. W-Riz, what the kids are calling it right now. That was not W-Riz. And so she starts to laugh, and I think what happened was that she thought that I was trying to be funny, right? And so she goes, what are you doing this summer? And I go, well, I'm going to this leadership camp. She goes, what is that? And I go, well, you go for 4 or 5 days, you pay like about $500, and you this organization flies speakers from all over the world, and they teach you how to be a leader, they teach you how to be a good person. There's keynote presentations, general assemblies, workshops, there's service projects, there's all these different things. And then she says, and you do this every year? And I go, well, it's actually my first year, but I'm hoping to go every year after that. And then she does this. She stops what she's doing. She kind of floats over my way. She walked. She put her hand on my shoulder. I know. And then I'm like, she's touching me. And then I'm like, and she says, Miguel, you really are a nice guy. The most simplest compliment one human can do for another. But something happened. I went from, I cannot wait to go to high school where nobody knows me, to I cannot wait to go to a high school where at least one person knows me. And it was the greatest feeling in the world. And looking back, I've timed that conversation to about 3 to 4 minutes. And in that 3 or 4 minutes, this girl did 3 things. And I invite you to do these 3 things before I tell you my second story. Number 1 is she recognized me. She saw me. She said, Miguel, right? She acknowledged me. She saw me. Number 2, she took interest in me. What are you doing this summer? Do you do this every year? And number 3 is she paid me the most simplest compliment that one human can give to another. Doing those 3 things changed everything about me. That summer, I spent the rest of that summer planning our wedding. We were going to come in unicorns. Eagles were going to come down and land on our shoulders. It was going to be beautiful. But she changed me because I was excited. I was so excited that she was not directly answering my question back then. My question is, what's my purpose in life? I look like this. Why did God give me this nose? Why am I getting satellite dishes signals from Puerto Rico? So I had all these questions, and even though she didn't give me the answers to my question, she became an answer to what I was feeling. And the one thing that I realized about a question is it's not so much the journey, but it's who you take with you. By yourself, you can run fast, 100% guaranteed. But with a team, with a group, you can go further. And this is what she did. Second story. Christmases were huge in my family. I had a lot of siblings, I had a lot of cousins, I had a lot of nephews, and the key to a Christmas is the Christmas tree. I remember one Christmas tree, one Christmas is actually my favorite Christmas of all time. I went to my sister's house normally. That's where we had our Christmases. And I walked into the living room, and there was no tree. No tree, the Christmas is very significant. And so I'm like, where's the tree? And she goes, it's right there. I'm like, no, it's not. She goes, no, it's behind the presents. Ladies and gentlemen, we had so many presents that year. From floor to ceiling, wall to wall, I hit the mother load. Do you understand? One of the biggest boxes that was there had my name on it. I was so excited, and I was so pumped up. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so we did what Latinos do. We celebrate, we party all night 24th. Because on the 25th, or midnight, we do the countdown, and then we go and we open up presents. And so around 11:30, I'm excited because 30 more minutes, my stomach starts to talk to me. And so I'm like, shh. So I'm playing, I'm running around, I'm kicking my nephews and nieces. I grab my niece, I'm throwing her across the room. We're having a good time. We're playing snowballs outside. We're throwing food fights. I'm having the best time of my life. 11:50. I'm like, what is happening right now? 11:55, I start to sweat. And in my mind, I'm just running around. Of course, I'm sweating. And then about 2 minutes before the 12 o'clock mark hits, the midnight, this room starts to spin. And I'm not in a good headspace. And I need to get out of there. And so I went to my sister and said, do you have a spare bedroom? I can go, I can just lay down. She goes, yeah, just up the stairs and to the right. I went upstairs, and all I can hear was downstairs everybody having a good time. And then all of a sudden I hear the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Christmas! And they are ravaging wolves, just opening up presents everywhere, left, right, and center. And there I am upstairs asking, why me? And really struggling with that. And not just that, but why did they leave me alone, knowing that I was suffering upstairs? And I was an angry child that night. And the question I had no answers and nobody could give me, why me? Why doesn't anybody love me? Why am I alone? Why did they forget about me? Those were my questions when I was 12 years old, all because I could not spend Christmas or opening up my presents. Then I hear footsteps, and it's my father. As I look to the door, my father's standing by the door of that room with a bowl of water and a cloth. And he comes in, he sits by my pillow side, and he starts rubbing my head. And he starts wiping away the sweat, and he starts saying, are you okay? And then he reminds me that I'm not alone, that he's here for me. I fell asleep with my father beside me. The morning came around, I felt a little bit better. I'm 45 years old. Until this day, I don't remember what I got for Christmas. All I remember is that my father spent Christmas with me while I was sick. So, the big question. It's going to change from person to person. And it's going to change from time to time based on sex, religion, faith, culture, background. But what will never change is the big answer. And the big answer is, what community do we build to support each other as those individuals are looking for the questions to their, or the answers to their big question? Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to make the world a better place by doing those three things. Recognizing people, acknowledge them. Number two, take interest in their lives. And number three, give them a simple compliment. Make them feel better. Make them feel that they're not alone. And as you do so, we will all get answers to our big question. Thank you so much.